is the top of the hour. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are and what time it is where you're joining me from. I welcome you to Mindset Monday with Zoliswa Tshetshe, where we get to talk about anything and everything that's mindset related. It is indeed a mindful, meaningful, mountain-moving Mindset Monday. And as you know, it is time for our appointment to just take a break and have a conversation that is life-changing over a cup of tea, cup of coffee, and I have a glass of water which I choose to have with me today. It could be a box of chocolates, it could be whatever really that makes you feel comfortable, as we're going to be putting you at the center of today's conversation because you're the most important person that I would like us to talk about today. So, this is not a monologue. If it is your first time here, let me welcome you. And for those that are returning, I am giving you a special welcome. This program would be nothing without you. So for purposes of the people that are brand new to this channel, as well as a reminder to those that already know, you don't need a membership card to be here. You don't need a special registration. You don't need to satisfy any requirements. You just need to recognize that you are alive and that you have an interest in taking charge of your own life, because you are the CEO of your life. You are the captain of that ship, and you are the master of everything that has been placed at your disposal to take care of. And so, as I said, that this is not a monologue, it's an interactive session. You get to comment, you get to agree, you get to disagree, you get to say what the aha moment is for you, you get to share with us what the reminders are, you also get to help us to learn. So this is not a teaching session where I just provide information to you, because that information is missing something, and it is missing the experience that comes from your own life so as to make it complete. There is someone out there that is waiting to be fed and to be served with an experience that you have gone through, because really our lives are not just about us. We go through certain things so that when we are through, we can strengthen those who are behind. Let me greet people that have already joined us here. Linde Loa says, good evening, Maizo. Good evening, Lee, and welcome to the Mountain Moving Mindset Monday. Tule says, hey, Mindset babes, we are here with you. Thank you so much for being here with me. Oh, babes, we're Life Mastery. Hello. And thank you so much to everyone that is passing by. As I said, let me know that you are here with me. How? Come on. Just send a comment. Appreciate me even more than I appreciate you. I love you so much. So today, we get to talk about a topic called letting go. And this is a topic that I must acknowledge. It is easier said than done. Before we continue, the right thing to do is to share the video so that we can have as many people as possible gaining access to it. This is the information era, and we cannot hold information back, because the healing of the different aspects of our lives has to do with people first accessing information so that they can do something with that piece of information. Hi, Alison says, hey, I'm here. Welcome, welcome, Alison. And thank you for joining us this evening. So, if you are in Johannesburg or in the same time zone, good evening. I acknowledge your presence here, but if you are in any other corner of the world or you watch this at a later stage, it will still remain relevant. So I will say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And I see Alison is inviting Lyndall to come. Lyndall, we're waiting for you. Please come. So, letting go. What is letting go in the first place? Even before we can get into all of the intricate details, what are we talking about? Letting go is, imagine that go is the name of a person, or go is the name of an entity, an animal. You know, when you want to chase the dog away from you, or a pet, but you just want to have your own life to yourself and you want to do things your own way, and you just want them to go away. Get away from where you are or from a certain space. So letting go means that you are allowing go to do something away from you. So you're not controlling them anymore, or you are not controlling him or her anymore if go was a person or go was an animal. Now, letting go in the context of what we're talking about here means dropping off the weight. And it's not just physical weight, it can be the cessation of pressure. You know, when you are holding on to something, whether you're doing so with your physical hands or you're doing so with your heart, but you are just holding on to something. It may be something good, it may be the absence of something good, which is what we call bad, but you are just holding on to it with your dear life. So, what are the types of pressure or weight that we usually hold on to? There are different examples. There is a myriad of examples, really, and I will not be able to touch on all of them. And it is for that reason that I would like you to just type on the comments field as to what is the type of weight or pressure that people are likely to hold on to that comes to your own mind, just so that I know that I'm not alone here. So the types of weight or pressure that we're talking about. Firstly, an example thereof is the physical weight, where you are just holding on to it and you don't want any change in terms of the physical weight that is in you or that you are in. So that is visible to you, it is visible to the external world as well. And there may be various reasons as to why you are holding on to the weight. I have heard so many different stories of why people hold on to the weight, sometimes unconsciously, but the moment they become aware and awaken, when they go through the space of transformation in their lives, then they realize that, oh, okay, that was actually some kind of a defense mechanism that was helping me to deal with something. For example, Alison says weight of guilt. That is one of the things that we hold on to. And it is so interesting that these kinds of weight, like the one that Alison is making an example of, you are the one that's going to suffer as a result of carrying the weight. And the question would be, if you are carrying something that is heavy and you are suffering, you can tell that you actually can't handle it anymore. Why is it difficult to just drop it? Why can't you just drop it? Because it's not serving you. It's heavy. It is taking a lot of your strength that you could use to do other things. So, weight of guilt is one of them. Physical weight, work pressure. That is one of the pressure. Remember, we're talking about weight or pressure. We said is a drop. Letting go is dropping of weight, or is the cessation of pressure. So the pressure of work is one of the pressures that we hold on to. And you ask yourself, why is it that I'm holding on to this pressure and I actually feel satisfied to tell other people that I am busy, busy, busy. Now, when you're going to let go of any type of weight or any type of pressure, you have to take action that is going to help you release this. So it is, if it is the work pressure, we know how professionalism works. It requires of you to plan. It requires of you to organize your work in accordance with the resources that you have, including the resource called time. It is expected of you to meet the goals that you set yourselves and celebrate those mini achievements, those milestones, because then when we celebrate them, I need a glass of water. I beg your pardon. When you celebrate them, you actually feel refreshed. So when it comes to the work pressure, there is something that is required of you to do so as to release that pressure. When we're talking about letting go, we first acknowledge that the weight or the pressure exists. So we cannot say that these things do not exist or these things are just not there. They are there. We look at them, we acknowledge them, and then we do something about them so as to bring their opposite into manifestation. The other one that we have, Lee says, Lee says, Love Thinking usually talks about obesity of all forms, including physical and emotional. So that is weight of all forms, the weight of the body, but the weight of the heaviness of the emotions that we're carrying, just like the example of guilt that was used by Alison earlier on. Thank you for that, Lee. To lessons, the trap or false honor of busyness. I am busy. And it is the false honor, really, because you have to do something so that you can do everything that is expected of you within a certain time. You do not take more than you can palate, more than you can digest, more than you can process. Otherwise, that is an indication of a lack of self-love. You're not going to be helping yourself. Now, if you don't have an option, that's where you devise means you introduce strategies that are going to help you to cope. And the coping strategies are always available to you. When you find out, you ask the questions as to what it is that you can do. Lee says, I have come to know that the worst pressure comes from me. I am my greatest enemy, but I can also be my greatest friend. And that is the most beautiful thing about having these kinds of conversations, because we bring them to the fore, we table them so that we can then thrash them out, we deliberate on them, as they say in politics, and we come up with action plans that are going to help resolve the current situation as we view it. Now, more examples of the type of weight or pressure that we need to let go of. There is the schoolwork for the people that are studying, for example. There's just a lot of work to be done, assignments, assessments, examinations, tests, or whatever those things are called, but there is also the pressure just to be able to absorb a certain amount of information within a given set of time. So that is another pressure, that is another work, and it also says that acknowledge it. It doesn't mean that you don't have all of these heavy books that you have to go through, for example, as if you are a professor or you're doing a PhD, even if you are doing grade 11 or grade 12 for that matter. But you chunk it down in such a way that it is in line with what you can handle during that time. To lessons, funny, time is standard, 24 hours, day in, day out. It doesn't change. We can love ourselves better managing our activities, not managing time. That is very profound, because you can't manage time. It doesn't matter what you do to try and manipulate it. Time is always going to remain 24 hours in a day. All you do is to manipulate activities that you are going to carry out within a given time. And it talks to the goals that we set ourselves, because goals, remember, they usually follow the acronym SMART. The last letter, which is T, is time-based or time-bound. When you know by when an activity should be carried out, that then allows you time to begin with the end in mind and saying, if I start with this and I do this so much of this, then I will be able to achieve it by a certain period. We run away from mathematics at school, and it comes back to hit us hard in our lives. So here is an example. If we want to let go of the work pressure, the study pressure, or other types of pressure, we need to observe time and we need to respect time. I have a friend, Lee, she's on the call right here. She knows that when it comes to time, I am almost unforgiving. If an appointment is set for 4 o'clock, at 4:01, I'm fidgeting. And for me, there are different reasons, really. It's because I probably have set what's going to happen to take place within 60 minutes exactly, if it is an hour. But there is also the fact that I had set an intention up front. So I have sent out a prayer to the universe, my higher power, my God. And I said that we have an appointment at 4 o'clock. So come in and be part of the service that I'm going to be offering. So when that time hits, I know that I serve, but it's actually my higher power that's bringing the service through me. So when I'm not available, and yet I have invited a higher power to come and speak through me, it feels like a disappointment. So Lee knows that my pet hate is time, among other things. And you may have your own, but this is something that I need to let go of as well, because I know that too much of anything is usually not good, as it were. So Lee says social expectations or peer pressure can be the worst pressure if one doesn't know how to handle them. That was the next one. The peer pressure is the peer pressure of being seen in a certain way, or the peer pressure of seeking to do things the same way as other people are doing them, or appearing exactly like other people are appearing. So it could be the status related peer pressure. It could be the peer pressure to be seen to be fitting in. So that is another weight or another pressure that we many times find ourselves having to let go of. Thank you, Lee, for that. And the weight of responsibilities for other people. If you're a parent, you have that weight of having to take care of your children, and it is well and good when they are still young. But these people don't remain 7 years old forever. They grow, and they get to a space where they become their own people. They become their own young adults. They have to be allowed to make their own decisions, to explore, make their own mistakes if they do, with limited guidance, so that then they become adults that are responsible, knowing that they have taken their own decisions when it comes to the lives that they are living. So we need to let go of that weight as well, let go of that pressure, so that we can have our own lives back. We can reclaim our own lives, letting other people live their own lives. And then there is the financial pressure. And talking about the weight of responsibilities for others as well as financial pressure, that talks about black tax as one of the examples that Lee has got there. The financial pressure it also includes living beyond one's means and not accepting the position where life has placed you at during that time. Remember, life is a game which is like the stock market. It goes up, it goes down to get more power, and then it goes up, but eventually it just goes up all the way. But it is not a J curve or a straight curve that goes up like that. There are ups and downs, and they are exciting when you understand the game. They're exciting when you know that when you get into a valley, you cannot go lower than that. And from there on, you can only go higher. You acquire a whole lot of new things that help to shape you up as the new being that is spiraling upwards, the new person that you are becoming day after day. So financial pressure is one of those, and we really need to let it go and find a way of living within our means without competing with anybody or comparing ourselves to anybody, because we don't know what is happening behind closed doors. We don't know what the person is going through or what they have gone through to show up as they are. We only have thorough knowledge of the current situation that is happening in our own lives while we are still shaping up. And therefore, competition, there is just no room for it in any aspect of life, especially when it comes to the financial pressure. That we have to let go. There is no excuse and there is no two-way about it at all. To lesser view that weight of responsibility for others, without anybody asking you, you just feel that responsibility. There is an instinct in you that says that these people are relying on me. I have to take care of this. If I don't do it myself, then it may not be done at all, or it may not be done appropriately. During that time, you are losing sight of who you are. You are neglecting your own self. You are also not doing justice to the other people, because you're not giving them an opportunity to find alternative ways of meeting the needs that they have, if they even have those needs. Thank you for that. And another type of pressure or weight that we have to let go of is the advancement pressure. When you, let's say you are the same age as someone, you are friends, you've grown up together, you are partners, you are siblings, and you feel that they are moving forward, their life seems to be progressing quicker, faster, easier apparently to you than where you are. So that is another pressure, because we are like, our pace is like these fingers. As you can see, my grandmother used to say that, I love my nails. My grandmother used to say that we are like these 5 fingers. We are not the same. So the pace for us to move forward is also not going to be the same, but it doesn't mean we are not going to move forward. And our forward is also not the same. One advances towards this thumb, the direction of the thumb. The other one will advance towards the direction of the pinky, and the others also go their own directions based on their unique purpose and their specific reasons for living. So we need to take that into account when we see somebody close to us advancing. The responsibility that we have is to be happy for them and be excited for their achievements. That is what we do. We don't then take jealousy and put it on and say, but when is my turn going to come? Your turn will come when it comes, in the fullness of time. Your fullness of time is uniquely yours. But the moment you begin to compare it to somebody else, you're actually delaying it, because the energy that you are transferring, the energy that you are sending out there, is an energy that is going to hold you back. So the pressure of advancement, or that weight of trying to advance together with everybody else at the same time, needs to be let go. The next one is the weight of a broken heart. Where do broken hearts go? The weight of a broken heart, when you are holding it, it's like it's pieces. Ngati, you could just take this piece and put it there and put it there, and it is so. It's like you could just say, it is hard. I have news for you. It is still one of the pressures or the weights that we need to let go of, because we cannot be holding on to it forever. We need to release it and let it go wherever it came from, or wherever it is welcome, wherever it is going to grow, far away from us, with all its consciousness attached. We will talk about what we can do to let go of these things. And I always advocate that we don't act as if things do not happen or do not exist. We acknowledge them, and having acknowledged them, we then identify. Of course, when you acknowledge a broken heart, you know you don't want to live with a broken heart. Consciously, you know you don't want to live with a broken heart. But there are times, especially in cases of a lack of mental wellness, where we unconsciously want to hold on to that broken heart, because there is a benefit that you get out of them. Now, people have got to tiptoe around you. People have got to understand you, to treat you with them. They must be very careful when they deal with you, because you have a broken heart. Certain responsibilities that are expected of everyone around you, you are then immune to them on the basis that you are suffering from a broken heart. So there are those kinds of benefits, and sometimes we unconsciously hold on to that broken heart, so that we say, but you know me. It happens when there is an issue of a lack of mental wellness. So it's a sickness. But I'm talking to a highly functional person where this is not a sickness, but it is something that comes and can be managed and controlled through the use of information that we're making available to you today. So that is where I say, the moment you become aware of it and you recognize that it doesn't serve you, you then ask yourself questions such as, how do I let it go? Because I've been carrying it for quite some time, and I think it's time that I carry something else. Because remember, when you are holding on to these things, then you don't have space for something else, because your hands are full. Your hands, physical hands, or your proverbial hands are full. You don't have space for anything that you may want to invite into your life. You may not have space for someone you may want to invite into your life. You may not have space for the advancement that you wish to advance into your life, because you're holding on to the old things that should not be there. Then there is another type of weight after the broken heart, and this is the pressure of being seen in a certain way. That one is similar to the peer pressure. Pressure of being known as this person that you are not. Pressure of having to put on a mask so that people view you differently from the person that you know yourself to be when nobody else is looking, when you don't have to impress anybody. Now, we do it in different ways. Sometimes we would say that it's professional. That's what we say in the workplace. We say this is being professional. So there is a certain personality for home. There is a certain personality when you are on your own. That's the first one. Then there is a certain personality at work, and which you put on. It's more like wearing a jacket. And then there's a certain personality when you are under pressure, especially in relationships. It just doesn't work that way, because it's a lot of work. It means that you are carrying something in you, and that is one of the pressures that we need to let go of. Just be yourself. Just be you. And if you feel uncomfortable about being yourself, instead of hiding the discomfort that you are feeling, you work on that discomfort in such a way that you don't have to hide anything and having to remember if you wake up in the morning that, oh, so and so shouldn't know, or the people around me shouldn't know the real me, or you are scared if you were to be hypnotized as to what would come out, because you wouldn't want people to know certain things about you. Or you are scared that if you are sleeping and you happen to sleep talk, then certain things that secrets will come out. You just work on those things, accept them as they are, help yourself to deal with them, because as I usually say, you cannot unring the bell. You can't take them back. You can't change what has already happened. You just accept yourself as it is. Everything that you have gone through, everything that you have done, regardless of how you feel about it, is part of your history. So it has contributed to you viewing life the way that you do today. And if it is not an outlook of life that you are comfortable with up until now, that is how you've been viewing it, and you just change from this moment onwards. It's as easy as that. You don't owe no one no explanation about why things have happened that way in the past, because no one can hold you. I wear size 34 right now, in my age 45. You cannot hold me accountable for the decisions that I took when I was 21 years old, wearing size 26. No, I have changed. And I am a mindset advocate. I use my mind. The mind is there so that it can be changed when I feel like it. The more information that comes to my disposal, the more understanding that I have, the more interpretation of life that comes to me, then the more I react differently to things from the way that I used to in the past. So you go through exactly the same thing. Forgive yourself first, before you can even expect other people to forgive you for having changed your mind. Forgive yourself first and just be. Because when you are being yourself, then that missing link in the puzzle that the game of life is trying to solve would be closer to being completely resolved. So the other pressure is the pressure of attachments. And the attachments that I'm talking about could be positive attachments, attachment to love, attachment to joy, attachment to happiness, temporary state, attachment to anything really. It could also be attachment to what I've just been speaking about, which is the pressure of being seen in a certain way, or the pressure of a broken heart, or the pressure of the pace of advancement, and all of those things. But it could be attachment to money. It could be attachment to a certain status, attachment to someone, just attachment. Attachments need to be let go of. Why is that? Whether it is a good attachment or it is an attachment to something that is the absence of good to you, whatever you hold on tightly to like this, if you have an egg here and you squeeze it, or you have an insect and you squeeze it because you want to hold on to it and ensure that it is always with you, it's going to break. It is going to break, and also you're not giving it an opportunity to be free, so that it shifts, it moves, and it comes back to you when it feels like doing so. So you are controlling it. You're being a control freak. You're not allowing it to do things at will. You are being the person that is determining how this energy should flow. So we need to let go of attachment. Sometimes when we are so attached to things, some opportunities of better things pass us by. Because remember, in everything that we ask for, we ask using the language of this or something better. And then this comes, then we hold on to this like this, so don't go away. What if it was just passing by, but something better was on its own to come to you more permanently? You are never going to know, because you have closed out the space of that which is supposed to come your way. So the law of attraction requires that we make the space available for those things that we are wishing to attract. We don't close out by holding on to those things that are no longer serving to us. Or even those that are serving to us, they will serve us temporarily because we are spiraling upwards. We are more deserving of better things that are relevant to tomorrow, when what is good is relevant to today. So those are the different types of pressures or weights that we have to let go of. So Tule says, this or something better. Exactly, this or something better. And when this comes, you hold on to this with, like, you hold on to your dear life. Then something better will say, oh, I don't have a room there, let me just pass by and go next door. And it is exactly the same thing as when we are asking in the form of prayer for something, and the next thing, when the windows of the proverbial heaven are being opened so that our blessings can come down to us, they don't find us in the right places, because they find the bounty full of old expired things, and we don't have space to accept what is new coming to us. Now, there has been a lot of tears recently. And tears come as a result of certain things that we don't want to let go of sometimes. So we cry, which is good, the expression of emotions. I was with a group, my sisters, my mastermind yesterday, where we were talking about living and continuing to soldier on in the face of death. And one of the things one of my friends spoke about was the cry party that she would have. She even has a list of songs, like a music list that she plays when she really wants to allow herself to express the tearing, the crying. She just wants to let go of that emotion, the desire to cry, and let that pain come out. So we have seen a lot of crying before the numbness, lot of crying happening. And we do see a lot, even when back in the day, before we found ourselves in the pandemic. Crying is therapeutic, we know that, but many people don't cry. Now I'm introducing the alternative. I got introduced to this over 10 years ago, I think about 12 years ago. It's called the laughter therapy. And laughter is an innate ability that everyone is born with. Nobody teaches you how to cry. Nobody teaches you how to laugh. Now, crying is usually the expression of when you're not feeling so good as a result of something that has happened. But we heal ourselves with the opposite of that which is not satisfying us at the moment. Now, when we cry, when we laugh as a result of something. Maybe it is comedy that we are watching. Maybe someone has shared a joke. Maybe there is something funny, but many times we're laughing at the expense of someone or at the expense of something, but we laugh nonetheless. So we laugh at the expense of. Now, when we are feeling all of these emotions that, or we're experiencing all of these situations that get us to hold on to certain things where we just don't want to let go, we need to shift, because there is nothing that we can laugh as a result of. Now we need to shift our attention from as a result of to so that. Last week, I think, we spoke about the power of so that, and it continues today as well. So when we laugh, that being the byproduct of a joke that has been told, comedy that we have watched, a good movie that we have been seeing, that is a byproduct. So the laughter is in effect of something that we were watching or something that someone said or did. We can introduce into our subconscious mind laughter so that we can heal ourselves and find it easy to let go of everything that we are holding on to. So how do we do this? We first give ourselves just 5 minutes in the entire 24 hours. We said time is precious and it's important for us to allocate certain responsibilities, manage activities within time, because we can't manage time. So if you were to give yourself just 5 minutes in a space of 24 hours and make a list, take stock of every type of pressure or weight that you are carrying that you believe you should be letting go of. Maybe even if you don't believe you should be letting go of, to the extent that it is pressure or weight, it tends to be heavy, put it aside. We'll get back to it. Just put it aside during that moment. And we will go into the laughter therapy. We're not going to demonstrate here and do it here because it's better when we're doing it live, but I will be giving you information on how you can do it after this on your own in the comfort of your own home or wherever you are. So instead of the laughter being in effect of something that has happened, now we are making the laughter to cause a certain emotional reaction. So it's not as a result of we are laughing so we are creating something using laughter. Why do we have to laugh? What are the benefits of laughter? You will actually laugh that all of these benefits have always been there, but you have never taken time to appreciate and embrace them and just treat laughter differently the next time you find yourself feeling like laughing, or just go to it as a form of treatment. So laughter burns calories. This is research that has been conducted, and it showed that laughter burns about 40 to 55 calories when you laugh between 15 and 20 minutes. Yes, it is said that when you cry, you burn calories as well, but they are slightly lower calories. But I think you also want to just go the laughter route than crying for burning of calories, because there are additional benefits. And what are those additional benefits? So you want to lose weight? Laugh. Strengthens your immune system. So there are stories, true stories of people that have healed some different diseases, including cancer. For example, I read the book The Secret just by being happy and laughing, because there was no alternative and there's nothing else that they could have done. So it came out that the strengthening of the immune system, the cells were able to regenerate and help that body to function optimally, because the mind was confused, thinking that this person is actually happy, everything is going according to the order that it's supposed to follow, when in actual fact, from the physical realm, that was not the case. So it also decreases stress hormones. That stress hormone called cortisol, when you laugh, it is decreased. Now you know that when the stress is decreased, that you feel happier, and you are likely to live longer for that matter. And it triggers the release of the endorphins. This is now the opposite. Endorphins are the hormones that are responsible. They are the feel-good hormones. That's what they are called. Feel-good hormones, those that make you just go and dance and be happy and be joyful and be that person, that best version of yourself. So laughter does do that to you. And it also protects the heart. It is said that when you laugh, the blood vessels open and they allow an easy flow of the blood to move to the heart and back. And that can also help you prevent heart attack. Guys, let us laugh. Let us laugh. There are so many benefits in laughing. And another one, it says it lightens anger's heavy load. You know that anger has a heavy load because it is an emotion that has the absence of happiness in it. And we have already said, just like guilt, just like sadness, frustration, resentment, all of those are in the same category. So the load that is carried as a result of anger is lessened when you laugh, even though anger is there. Anger is there. You're not saying you're not feeling angry, but you just laugh and that load is lightened. It improves the mood. You know, when there is tension in a space where you are at, and then suddenly somebody laughs and all the other people around laugh as well, the mood gets changed a bit for the better. It adds joy and zest to life. Like you really feel like you are on top of the world when you are laughing or you are hearing laughter around you. It decreases pain, physical pain. When you laugh, you take attention away from that pain. You can't feel pain and laugh at exactly the same time. There's a split moment where you focus your attention away from that pain and focus on laughter, because laughter is a form of mindfulness. So when you actively laugh and you focus on it, the only thing that matters at that time, at that point, is laughter itself. So it is a mindfulness exercise. And it relaxes your muscles. You know, you laugh and it's like you are letting go of some tension, some tightness that was in your muscles. All of that is released. It strengthens relationships. When you laugh with people around you, your relationship tends to be stronger, because friends that laugh together, they grow together, they are happier together. It also enhances teamwork, especially if you are doing some tasks together. When you are laughing together, you are happier, you connect. So this chain enables that one person is there for the next person in terms of the responsibilities that they have to carry out to achieve a certain task. It is also said that it helps diffuse conflict. When there is conflict, which is some kind of a disagreement, and people start to introduce laughter, it just waters down any kind of emotions that are likely to be to make that the conflict to rise and become even bigger. So it is very useful in terms of diffusion of conflict. It's also said that it promotes bonding. So if you have that person that you would like to bond with, to connect with, try laughing together. At nothing, you just laugh together. It also attracts others to us, because they can see that we don't have that layer that says, stay there and I am here. When you laugh, you become attractive to other people. So if you are someone that's asking yourself as to, why am I not finding myself to be attractive? When was the last time you laughed? Maybe you might just want to laugh more. And it shifts perspective. You know, when there is tension and you are addressing a certain topic, you see things in a certain way. So you look at things through a certain lens. And when there is laughter, then the tension is dissolved and the perspective that you are using to look at life is different. So those are the benefits of laughter. Sisanda says, I'm going to laugh as soon as we're done here. Yes, Sisanda, all of us are going to be laughing from different areas, from wherever we are. We know that we are connected in spirit, and we know that we're doing the exercise because we know the benefits of laughter. So how do we do laughter? Because I said that this is a mindfulness act. Actually, it is a mindful exercise. When we do laughter as a cause of a feeling or a cause of these benefits that we're talking about, there may be nothing for you to laugh about, but you just make a conscious decision to laugh. It's even easier. When I first got introduced to it, I had to lay back on a flat surface, like lay on the floor and just be loose. You have nothing that you are holding on to. So you're not, remember, you are letting go of whatever it is, the weight or the pressure that you are holding on to. So you put it aside for a moment. Just forget about it for a moment and laugh. You are laughing. Oh my God, to laugh. I see someone is already doing the exercise. So you just free, you're holding on to nothing, you're laying flat, and you just laugh. At first, there will be doubt, there will be some voices that are speaking in the inner voice, as Lee calls it. There will be some worms that are speaking inside of you. The inner voice is going to say, are you for real? That's for children to do. You shouldn't be doing that. Stop it now. Are you losing your mind? Continue. You gain traction from the third minute. So you can set your alarm for 5 minutes initially. I do it for 15 minutes at a time when I do it. And I am quite, I think I'm quite lucky enough that I introduced it to my family back in the day. And sometimes we would just be traveling and I would say, let's laugh, and we laugh. Nobody says what's funny or laugh at what. Let's laugh, and we laugh. And when we laugh, we then laugh at ourselves. And then we laugh at the fact that we just laughed. And we then allow ourselves to think about everything else that has ever made us laugh. So during that time, that space is all about laughter. After you have finished doing your laughter exercise, I don't want to wait, just laugh now. When you have done that, you can go back to your load. Go back and carry the weight of work pressure, physical weight, school work, weight of responsibilities, of advancement pressure. Immediately after that, just go and measure. You will notice the difference. After having released all of that, after having understood the benefits of laughter that are in your body, you can never be the same again. Even if you consciously decide to go back and hold on to that the pain of a broken heart, or the weight, the heaviness of a broken heart, if you have just laughed, it is not going to be the same, because now the foundation is enveloping this what you are carrying back, where you are taking back, which is a broken heart, is now being enveloped by the laughter. You will even laugh at yourself and say, why am I even entertaining all of these things? Because they are not serving to me. So laughter therapy is something that I thought, let me introduce to everyone as part of enabling our letting go or releasing exercises, because it has helped me. I still do it. I got introduced to it over 12 years ago. I still do it to this day as part of the techniques or rituals that I do in the form of mindfulness. So let's go out there and let us laugh, because the beginning of our lives has to do with us doing things so that, more than doing things as a result of. I love you all. This is Zoliswa Tshetshe. Till I see you again next time. Keep laughing.